and our hip extensors have to be strong. They have to be strong in different planes. So now, put your elbows up on a bench. Bring your legs up, like grab the bench, there you go. Now you just want to slide this back a little bit. Now drive your legs up. Stand behind me. Let's go with abduction. So you're still going to put your thumbs here so you can push down. But now put your hands here so you can press out. Press out. So down and out. And go. So we are working our spinal extensors, our hip extensors, with a hip abduction diverging force, which is crucial. It's really important to get that meat posterior chain with this force. Let's flip it again. Now you're just going to make a fist and put it between his feet. So now spinal extensors, come all the way up. Hip extensors, bring your heels together, put your fists right between his heels. And press. So notice how we're going hip adduction in an externally rotated position. Or you could go with your fist down between his toe, there you go. And press. Hip adduction in a hip internally rotated position. Keep your heels apart and close it. See, there's different forces. When you do this, you'll feel a significant difference in the muscles that stabilize the spine and your hip extensors. All right, switch it up again. So with this one, I'll do this one. Come up, feet together. Raise up. I'm going to grab here, put my hand mid-thigh, and resist my press. Go. Where's my axis of rotation? It's up in the spine. So what am I forcing him to isometrically contract? The spinal lateral flexors, the spinal extensors, with the hip extensors. I'll flip it up again. So I'll actually just go through a regular hyper. Hypers are just as effective manual as they are with weight. Okay, they're very, very effective, especially for non-powerlifting athletes. So we're just going to resist my down, resist. Resist. And come up. Hold. I let go. Resist. And come up. Let go. Hold. And go. We can do regular hypers. But if you don't have a machine, that's fine. Manual works great. Especially if you have like these Bosu half moons, because it's going to force you to work in ranges that you feel safe for. With young kids, that's the biggest thing, is they might just wrench all the way to the ground and they can't appropriately hold it. So come back up here. Then we can also go single leg in the split position. So once you're up in your position, both legs up, glutes are tight. Keep this glute tight and slowly drop this leg over. And hold. So we could do a 30-second hold here, which is the split hemipelvis position. Or we can do alternate. So bring the leg up, glute, bring the leg down, hold. 2, 3. Bring the leg up, glute, bring the leg down, hold. 1, 2, 3. Bring the leg up, glute, bring the leg down, hold. See the sequence? So with hypers, come on up. You need a lot of double leg with diverging force iso. Single leg iso. Single leg switches, but try not to switch in midair. That's too aggressive of a force. You know, when you have half your body suspended from the spine on down and you try to switch in midair, that SI joint cannot be compromised like that. So we always start at the top, drop. Bring it up, hold, set the SI joint, then drop. Go conservative on your alternating ones like that. But there's literally hundreds of different reverse hyper combinations as you can probably see now. Okay, so especially when we're out driving in, spinal lateral flexion with the meat of the hip extensors and the spinal extensor stabilizer is essential. So these are good, easy variations to do when you're limited with space and money, which all of us are. If you're going to invest in anything, you'll just be getting these things. Now, I don't ever use this for anything else, but they're great for hypers. They're great for the reverse hypers. And just make sure in your database and posterior chain, you have good hip hinge and good knee. So this is a hip hinge. Even though it's isometric, it's still focusing on the hinge. It's really aggressive on the posterior chain at the hip. Or you can just do pull through. So the pull through, all you really need is a band and a rack. So this is a light band, but just imagine this is like one of the blue ones that I got over there. All you really got to do is put your band on the rack. And this is a go-to. Like we do this with like 7-year-olds. I think that even with young kids, it's too essential not to do. And even with our elite level athletes, we'll just do it with heavy band tension. So if you get here, this actually pulls you into a great hinge, like an RDL with a different force. So we'll do a lot of pull-throughs, slow tempo, 101 tempo, high volume, loaded. Once they get the band tension down, if you actually have like a cable machine or something, like I like to do off my belt squat. I got a belt squat, so we'll just grab the belt, step away from the belt squat, and do our loaded pull-throughs like that. But those are the great hip hinge stuff that you don't need a lot of money and equipment for. Banded pull-throughs and manual hypers. And then just make sure you have a good variety of your knee flexion. So your knee flexion would be, if I was to take this bench and flatten it out, and again, just imagine I got a heavier band tension. All you really need is a band, a pole, and a bench. You don't really need a lot of stuff. What you could do, if you're going to go for your knee flexion, just make sure you're upright. You can go slower tempo, faster tempo. Next. Slower tempo, faster tempos, or even if you go double leg, you can hit the same kind of diverging force. So trunk bracing upright, out into abduction, and in the abducted position, we go through the curls. We'll do this on a lot of volume. So most of our floor glute ham and glute ham raises, just as in most programs, we only go like sets of 5, 6 tops, because it's aggressive. The floor glute ham, we usually put those, you guys got the Bulgarian squat pads and mornings. Add those on the outside of the rack. Just put your knees on a pad, and then you can just do all your floor glute hams yourself out apart, because those Bulgarian squat pads work great. But outside of that, if I'm looking for volume, we'll do the banded volume a lot, single leg or double leg. We'll get into reps of 15, 20, 25, 30. It's a good like secondary posterior chain exercise of the knee. So make sure you get a good combination of a hip or knee. Any questions? I see you want to open up the questions before, right?
Yeah, that's good. Questions?